children grow up. It's a bit like the kitchen table where children teethe on it, as the poet Joy Harjo has said. And here you are, on the walls, absolutely taking up your place alongside all the other work that is here, dignified and dignifying the city with what you are placing on the civic walls of this space. A lot of my work is attached to the work of UNESCO, the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization. And it occurs within a city that is a UNESCO creative city, a city of music. Karen makes music when she clicks the shutter, and you hear her take a photograph, and you know that that's going to produce a harmony for us that we will see as a palette. But UNESCO was founded over 75 years ago, in times not at all dissimilar to these we find ourselves in today. They were hard times, they were times of refuge and flight, they were times of mass migration and unprecedented persecution. And whilst these times are not those times, they are different, you know as migrants what it is like to experience what Nazak has spoken about, to experience xenophobia, to hear racist talk, to be on the end of racial abuse. You know what it's like to be made to feel unwelcome and to stand your ground and to say, here I am. And you know what it's like too, with Karen, to be seen, to be put into the frame, in a place that says we will do this as carefully and as safely as it is possible for us to do. UNESCO's mission says that if wars are made in the minds of people, then it is in the minds of people that the defences of peace must be constructed. And this work that you do, that Migrant Voice does, that Karen does every time she takes a photograph, or that any one of those different activities in the portraits that we have seen and in the photographs that we have seen, that they symbolise that ordinary work of people doing what they're here to do in safety and in freedom from any fear of persecution if they are seeking refuge, and in the freedom that is everyone's right to move and to migrate. When that happens, when that is curated, when that is present, then a city is able to say, we are taking our small steps for peace. It's so easy to destroy. It only takes a second, a word, it only takes one act of violence, and everything can go crashing. We live in a world where there are many who wish many acts of violence on many people in many different vulnerable positions. We live in a world where many people wish acts of violence on us and also on others who they wish us to turn against. But an exhibition like this says no. Here we stand, we will seek peace, we will pursue it, we will do the hard, everyday work of being ourselves, of dignifying our work, of allowing it to be seen, and we will do it together, because together we can do it safely. Together we know we are stronger. Together we feel the solidarity that's like the solidarity of those pictures on an exhibition wall. Together we can wrap each other and be strong for one another when we are suffering or we are hurt. That is what it means to put yourself in the picture. That is what this work means. And it's not going to be easy just because we have an exhibition in Kelvin Grove Museum. But for the next 365 days, people will be coming through the doors, pushing pushchairs. And in 20 years' time, people who grew up in Glasgow might remember this exhibition, might remember that picture or that portrait of that person, might remember what it means to be educated in a civic way into hopeful ways of peace. When we do this, we make joy together. we make a world that is not bound by the rules that others would impose upon us. But it's hard work and it's every day. It's not for one celebration, it's for all the time. The ordinariness of those photographs is held in the words of the poet Lemon Sisi, who came over to the United Kingdom from Ethiopia, a migrant himself. And he said, "How do you do it?" said night. "How do you wake up and shine?" "I keep it quite simple," said light. "One day at a time." So as you look upon the light that makes photography, the light that comes in with every picture make, as you see the miracles that light can produce on a canvas, on a film, in a frame, think about those words. One day at a time. One day at a time. Be there for one another, wrap one another, look at the images and know, as the poet Podrick Otuma says, sometimes there are no words for the hell that has been endured. Sometimes it is silence and us looking at an image, an object, or into the eyes of another. Thank you.
Whoa!